All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Sunday, Lord's Day. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. We are camping some skeletons here in Adrullan Online, the Sunday of this splash test here on December 7th. And funnily enough, we've got a 6-person group here, but we ain't got a single healer one. Can't find a healer. Nobody can find a healer right now. So our motto is keep it feared and kill it fast. And so technically that makes me the healer as the necro, sort of. It's kind of scary because I'm running out of life myself. So yeah. With my lich eating my stuff, eating my life, turning it into mana. I'm actually pretty happy with the progress we've made. I've got to level 17. And I've not really done any like hard grind, just been more so just kind of playing with folks. Uh-oh, that fear without the snare on. That could get spicy. Just a little spicy. He wormed it back and forth. It didn't hurt nothing. Good, 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 good. Oh, good. Right out of the chute. Can't ask for much better than that. Yeah, he didn't get to hardly swing anything. Now, we'll probably be doing a review of the, I think Monsters and Memories just actually pushed out an update letter from their last playtest and stuff. I know they're feeling some pressure, and at least feedback from the community talking about kind of, you know, their original timeline was, what was it? After the November playtest, they were supposed to do closed beta, and then early access was Q1 of 2026. They've all but said now that closed beta is going to be at least January, which is fine. I mean, if it needs to... Oh, hey, Flair. But yeah, which is fine. I mean, I would rather them take time to make it right than push it out quick and have a failure. We've had too many failed MMOs at this point. There's really no reason to not let them cook, honestly. But all of that to say, they are pushing that back, and they have some pressure on them from folks kind of wondering when it's going to be, because they were hoping to be in early, especially with time off. Like I myself have a little bit of time off here at the end of the year, just as the holidays come around and stuff, and would love to be able to jump in the game and play it, to spend my time off before the first of the year comes in and work just blows up. Now at the holiday season crunch, like I've got a couple weeks of crunch I'm in right now, but then after that we'll be going back to, hopefully a more standard slate of regular work. Nice, Flair. Yeah, you're moving right along, I'd say. This is a big camp for you, which level 13, yeah. These guys are really good XP. And these Beastmasters, I'm going to tell you what, if you're wanting to play a DPS class, the Beastmasters here, holy smoke. They crank. Like, their pets are no joke. Yeah. Did you, Flair, I know you were trying to be the only halfling to be allowed to walk freely in the streets of Osgul. Did you ever get your rep grind done enough to be able to safely walk amongst your ogre enemies as a dubious ally? Suspicious. Oh, who else? Oh, no. We lost our rogue and a beastmaster, but nerfed. I grouped with nerfed last night. I think nerfed absolutely pumps him and his pet. Holy smokes. Like, they maul face. Oh yes, of course you resisted. Comes the resist trait on this level 18 and you trying to get a fear to land. Aggravate. There we go. And now, I'm going to pump as many taps out of it as I can, because I need the help. There we go. So good. Yeah, I hear you, Flair. I see you over there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The also, Flair, do you have a question? As a warrior, do you have a snare, a thing that makes them run slow? I forget. Also, folks, again, thanks for hanging out with us. If you do have a moment, uh, take a take a trip down and do a quick follow and a like on the stream. Share it out if you would. It does help us a ton with the algorithm. Again, we're just a hobby streamer, but it's always nice to have more friends to talk with. Maybe form up a nice little thing. In the description, there is a link to a Discord server if you would be so inclined. We don't do much there other than just keep track of when we go live and stuff, so it's not a big to do. But we are setting up to be ready to do like viewer streams where we can hop in the group with viewers and jump on a common Discord. And so if you get an opportunity, drop in there and help us grow that out a little bit. Would be most welcome. Oh yeah, that was a good pull. Okay, thank you, Flair. Okay. Mercy, you're cranking right through. Good. Good. Level that warrior up. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Mercy. I'm getting 18 mana a tick with my buff up. It's almost 20 a tick. That's great. Good mana regen. Even if it is eating my leg to do it. Yeah, Blockburrow, especially if you're going the deeper part of Blockburrow where the actual tough stuff is, yeah, it has a pretty steep incline. Like its entrance area can be like 10-ish, but it's actual down in the mines area, it jumps up pretty swift. You and that Oz, you know what? As soon as you get your Osgul faction up high enough to walk into it as a halfling, you should take that screenshot. You'll probably be what, server first? Um, don't die, Paladin, man. I did not. Oh, no, don't die me, man. Mm-mm-mm. See if we can get a horrify on him. That's going to be the... There we go. That helps a ton. I did not get a snare on him, but can't help that. I'll take what I can take. Here to here. Wee. He's just resisting my snare every time I cast it. But at least my fear is landing. That's good. We can pop a nuke here and try to push him over the edge a little further. I wonder if we finally got a drop on him. Oh, looks like that's going to be a paladin drop. I mean, oh. let's see what it looks like. Huh, no graphic. 4 mana. I don't know that that's so much better than the skullcap that I got. Yeah, I mean, the wisdom, that does help a little bit, because that's, yeah, more mana. So, okay, yeah, it's an upgrade. I'll take it. Ah. Well, that all them nice happy resists coming in there. So there. Just do a couple life taps and let that one go and catch up on mana. Hey, all right. Paladin got level 16. Good stuff. That'll help because he's doing the pulling and stuff. That'll make him be a little more effective in terms of just being able to whack stuff. Like that. We like that. Oh, mercy. Let's get a couple more minor minions. I'm actually excited for 18 because I think I get my next set of minor minions. Because the ones I summon now are actually level 5, which means they're pretty. I mean, they do a little bit of damage. In like a standard pull, they'll do, 25 to 50 damage, and there's 2 of them. So it's like a pocket dot that costs me, what, 8 mana, and it lasts for 3 minutes. So it's not, I mean, it's a good investment. But getting an upgraded version at level 18, that'll probably make the little mini minions like level 15, I want to say. Pretty sure. Alright. Thank you folks for hanging out with us today, by the way. Again, if you do have a quick moment, track down there and give a like and a follow on the stream, channel, and share it out if you would. You can also join the Discord link down there if you want to be notified of future streams, as well as potentially do some viewer streams in the future for like this game, M&M, or other games that we might play. I've been playing Fellowship, the Mythic Plus Dungeon Runner, and so having a crew of people to make a actual static 4-person group and run would be fun there. Getting the resists on this guy. Level 18. He's a big boy. Big boy. If you are currently playing AOA, or if you are a fan of M&M, generally of EQ style games, drop a comment in the chat. Let me know what your normal main class is, and what game you're personally looking most forward to. Me personally, I've been on the AOA bandwagon. I'm really hyped for M&M to come out, but Adrullan is really like the performance of this game, and I like voxel style art. It's not bad, and it just generally has it compromises a little more on difficulty, and I think the areas that it does that in are good. Nothing against M&M though. I really play that game a lot, and I'm looking forward to it to hit the presses. But I think AOA's kind of got my. If I had the two, I'd probably play AOA. The only thing that would probably change that is if the guild or the group that I'm running with is all on the other game. Then of course you always go where your friends are. That always pulls you over, or at least it does me. Oh. Very good. I like that idea too, the shared meal at the end, giving a group buff. That's pretty cool. It would be neat if M&M adopted something like that, maybe as they grow their cooking repertoire out. That would be interesting. Mercy. Running back towards the mobs. Don't bring me more friends. We're good with the single pulls. Grab our melee. There we go. Cool, man, cool. Yeah, that dot hits like a truck. 42 a tick for 5 ticks. So about 200 damage off of one spell. Yummy. I'll take it. We'll say if you are playing AOA this time, and you have not made it a point on this test to go back and look at your class trainer, especially if you're a caster, please do so. I was sitting on a cool crisp 34 plat when this test started at level 15, and whenever I went back to my trainer, I was broke, and I was only able to get one of my level 16 spells. They added quite a few spells along the way. Some highlights. So they added in the pet haste line. That was new. The pet heal. And these two right here, the dead lull and the dead mez. Those were new. That's another haste that was new. I'm sure I'm missing one somewhere. Oh, focus up. We got the big boss coming. Sooner I can get him in. Hey, all right, let's go. Snare. Come on, you can do it. All right, got the dot on. That's good. Oh, we got another fear on. That's plus. Oh no. Yeah. Very much upset with me. Come on. There we go. Try another snare. Nope. That just ain't gonna land. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to go on another night or not, Flair. That's a they keep extending out, which seems like, at least the messaging they're giving, they're really happy with the results. They had two pretty major server crashes that were unexpected, but I think the performance of the new hardware they have and some of the telemetry and logging they were able to get from those events, I think they're actually really happy to have got that in this test. So that way they can potentially replicate and fix that up. The one thing that I really like about AOA that, I mean, has really stood out to me is their game performance, server performance. Like, it has been really, really, really good. The game feels smooth, like, just there whenever I was even kind of kiting that mob. In M&M, like, the mob would be like 3-4 steps away, but then I would still get the hit on me, even though it was still walking at me and not actually in melee, which is kind of frustrating because it makes it hard to kind of precision kite a little bit. And so I hope M&M, which M&M's done a lot better because it used to be worse, but I hope they continue to close the gap because what AOA has in terms of server performance is pretty stellar. Like, Bognar and the boys are really, really stout on whatever their back-end systems are that are working here. Now, don't stay up all night and ruin your job. Oh, temporary bracers. Interesting. Sacrifices must. You better not sacrifice too much, bro. You just spent a whole week out of town being the deer slayer. So, you know, you got good stories to tell. You know, go flex to all your coworkers of your your great outdoorsman exploits. Just gotta resist. Dun, do, 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 do. Let's see. Oh, it's time for rebuff on the pet and my hit points. There we go. man, you handle them high-powered rifles like that, you gotta be careful. But to quote you, sacrifices must be made. Good times. What did you hit me for? I hadn't even touched him. The world? That was crazy, man. I was sitting there minding my own business. Dude coming over hitting me like that. Okay. Actually, you know what? We're just going to go all in. I ain't going to be building no more fires tonight. We're going to be... There we go. Oh, you got your own pickle crown? Congratulations there, buddy. I've not been that proud of you since you got your own Burger King crown. Ah. And there is nobody playing hard. Like, there's a couple level 10 druids. Yeah, there's one. Oh. No, big fat resist there. I will say, that's one of the decisions, like, AOA looks like they've made Resurrection no longer Cleric Paladin distinct. Seems like any of the healer classes now have the ability to provide Resurrection, starting around level 8, I think. And that's one where I understand the thought, but I'm curious if I'm not sure that I like it. I feel like that's very identity claiming for like the cleric and the paladin for holy magic, and so I'm not sure that I like that one. But I mean, it's not a terrible thing. It just, but it does kind of erode class identity a little bit. So I'm always worried about that. Now, one area where they are a little bit more forgiving or less hardcore, I would say, than M&M would be the area of corpse runs, right? Whenever you die, you don't lose all your spells. You actually don't lose your gear. You just lose your bags, the contents of your inventory, and your cash, I believe. And if you do a corpse run, when you loot your body, you recover a little bit of your XP back just for doing the corpse run. I like that, and I had made the suggestion in the M&M Discord to adopt a similar method for, not for the items and the full drop loot and all that, that's fine, but for if you do the corpse run, whenever you loot your body, maybe you get like, say, 20-25% of the XP you lost back, so that way there's a purpose to do it. But then offer the corpse recovery that if you do it, it still costs a ton of money to do that, but also you permanently lose that XP that you're able to get. And I thought that was a good one, but that got kind of flamed out pretty quick by a lot of folks. And then, you know, I've heard Sean and Nick and a couple of guys on their streams just kind of outright state, you know, they're kind of marking their flag in the sand that that's a system that they like. They feel that the reward punishment on that's good. And that, I mean, I can respect it. I like that they as game devs are willing to stake a flag and say, no, as the game master, I think this is best for the health of the game. This is what I want. So I'm totally cool with that in my eyes, even though my idea got shut down. Boo. My evocation is doing well. My abjuration and conjuration are absolutely horrid. Oh, bad resist, that's a good opener. That's what we like. Yep. Cool. Double resist. I wonder if they're going to add a thing like to let you see the health bar for like the Beastmaster pets. Like, I think that would be really helpful. Or the Beast Warden, I should say. That's what they're called in this game. I imagine that would be super important. A couple of nukes to see if there's play. Goodness gracious. You're blazing through that level. Good gravy. I've been here this whole time, even before you got here, and I'm just now at 61%. And I know you started, what, like 20% down in level 12? So, like, you've gotten, what, 70% so far? Crazy. That's crazy, man. Yep, I'm not going to get figure off on that, so heck on it. failure. Abject failure, I say. Can I salvage? Oh yeah, that's magical. Oh, actually, I probably ought to do that. That way I can get some more magic essence. Hey, Yahtzee, got the big 2 off of it. Let's go. %. Moving right along. That's what we like. Alright, we're going to go refresh our in buff. That's good. Re-up that and that. Just align those with this buff window. That will just make it. This is actually a fairly good flowing little camp so far. That didn't work. All right. Again, everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a blessed day. If you are playing AOA or are thinking about it, drop in chat what you think your main class is, or what is your main class, or maybe some things that you like or don't like about it. Just any kind of just general comment. We'll bat it around and see what we can do with it. It's one of the good things about outdoor camps like this. Like, we don't have a healer right now, but I can snare and fear things effectively, and that plus our paladin has pretty decent little off heals, just enough to spot heal and good mana regen to go with it. So like, that has kept us pretty well pulling. We haven't had to take many like big breaks at all that I've seen, which is good. If you can stay steady, that's how you keep the XP bar climbing in the right direction. Hey, a bard. Bards are always welcome. All right. Go, Flare, go. It's what we like. Power that warrior up through there. You getting your two-handed weapon skill up? You've had plenty of practice here, I hope. Gosh, I have so many bone chips. I'm going to bank a stack of 100. Yeah, I'm over 100 now, which is good. I mean, that's a good problem to have. Plenty of pets. Oh, this is so nice. I think I only lose like, yeah, that's so nice. Having that bard regen makes such a huge difference. Flare, why are you? Why did you draw? Why did you draw aggro there, buddy? Did you accidentally hit that taunt button? Uh, huh. Hey, leveled up my hand-to-hand skill. All right, look out! I'm on the scene. I'm gonna beat somebody down with my necro book hand-to-hand melee. I do enjoy this game so much. I really like Eminem too. Like, both of them are great. Now I'll just need to get a time machine, go in the future, get the finished product, bring it back here, and then let me re-up for it. Or subscribe for it. That's what I need. Yeah. For my Mez skill, that too is also unfortunate. I'll just go ahead and grab that guy. hills. Hey, I appreciate you saving my butt, Flair. Way to keep an eye out for me. I appreciate that, buddy. You're the real MVP, my friend. My buddy. All right, here's your great dad joke. All right, you ready? I have a friend who writes music about sewing machines. He's a singer-songwriter, or so it seems. Oh God, I'll show myself out. That was bad. Wow, nobody in chat even gave me a womp womp or anything? Gosh. Tough crowd. Tough crowd. Pull the Rodney Dangerfield. No respect. I wish there was a mechanic. I think this would be cool, and I'd like to see him do it like in M&M as well. But like, since they're not giving necromancers like a mainline nuke line, like the poison nuke or the fire and ice nukes in EQ, you only get your life tap. I think if you life tap and you hit 100%, all overage, like it should take that overage and maybe half of everything that's over your hit points is then distributed across your group as like a group heal kind of thing. So that way it's not too big or out of control, but it also allows that nuke to get some of its efficiency back that it otherwise is missing from, you know, not being a full and true nuke. That would be cool, I think. Let's see. Alright, looks like 10 p.m. Eastern time for me. So in 2 hours and 45 minutes the servers are coming down. Okay. So we got 2 hours to get 24% and top off level 18 here. kidding me? Righty. Oh, glad he cleared it before I could get it. That would be cool, Flair. Like, it would be cool if they had, you know, a full third of the world encapsulated. It's interesting to look at the different approaches. Like, I look at AOA and I see them talking about having a third of the world done. They've got, you know, a couple of different capital cities, right? They've got Lyon as a main capital. Then they've got Osgul, and then Greenwood Cover, Willowbrook. Like, these are all really strong areas. But, like, their approach is again, capital level 20. We've only got about a third of the world in. And so it's interesting that they're doing the chunk of the world and keeping level caps low, whereas M&M looks like they're doing a smaller section of the world, like there's more of their world left to expand in, but they're going all the way to 60 in that package, although their zone sizes are pretty incredibly large, mind you. But to that end, it's interesting to think about that. And they're just, again, they're different approaches. Oh, we can stick him. Ah, there we go. Yay! Get to use my mez again. I hope they continue to expand on that here in AOA as well, like the undead only stuff for necromancers, possibly for clerics as well. Like that undead only mez, the undead only wall. They should have an undead only nuke, honestly. That's part of their cool kit that I really like, that is missing here. So yeah, just some different things like that. Let's see, possible way into the future we go off to the island. Oh yeah, yeah, I mean, you know. give bundles of sticks. Ah. Can't win them all. Paste in my hit point stuff here. Realizing that's why I'm low on mana. Yeah, if they're going to do anything with boats, like the little ferry they've got between the monk guild and over here, they need to get that down to where it works right. They've got to get that figured out for sure if they're going to do any boat stuff. %, we're almost there. Why do I have a negative 200-second timer on Guardian Tune? Am I getting like triple armor buffs, I wonder? Ooh, 90%, let's go. Almost there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Okay, that's enough of that. I'll say with Dark Binding and Horrify only being 15 mana apiece, and I'm up to now where my mana regen is 13, 31, so that's 17. No, 18. Yeah. That's not bad. Okay. Pet dot, let that all do its work. I'll sit here and think about my life choices. I will say, whenever the fear kite works like that, it okay. Flair, you should be getting close to that level, I think. Resist, resist, resist. There we go. Ah, sneak that snare right through there. Ah. Oh yeah, he's locked down. That's a good game. He's done for. Rolling right along. Oh, hey. Druid regen. Let's go. Let's see, do I have restrictions on my... Okay. 90%. We're at the last 10% before we get the magic. Resistant. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Excuse me. Yawn, yawn, yawn. It's been a long, long day. Already 10% into 14. That's good. Solid. Yeah, if we stick with this, I mean, seems like we got a group of folks kind of grinding here at a pretty good clip. We keep at it. We may be able to flip you into close to 15 anyway. Yeah, yeah. Get your little midnight snack. Hmm. All right. Again, thank you all. I think we had a couple folks just come in here in the last couple minutes. Good to have you with us. You would take a moment, drop a comment in the chat, say howdy. Let us know if you're playing, or if you do, what your main is. And then also, like, follow the channel. It does help us out. There's also a link to a community Discord if you want to hang out and be notified when we go live and participate in some future viewer stream items. There we go. Okay. 96.3, we are almost to 18. Almost there. Nothing like a good hot tea. Yeah. Yes. It's another thing that I notice, again, AOA has, where it's not a zone instanced game, it um, does have leashing and tethering. That's something that M&M does not have. You have to get to the zone or things pretty well persist on you in terms of aggro. Da, 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 da. There we go. Between my dot, my nuke, and all my pets, that should be a good slab of damage on that one. We'll med through. hey, check it out. I'm 18. Let's go. Okay, let's... Nice. 20%. Cooking right through. That's what we like. Alright, now let's make a very hasty run down here. Pick up the spell that I want. And then we'll get back and start slapping. Because those upgraded minions will probably help cut through things a lot faster. Let's see, level 18, that's the heal spell. Oh no, my minions are 19. I lied. I've been lied to. But that's okay. We'll actually pick up this improved mez. The future. Let's get moving. That's interesting. Ooh, 95. Yeah, I was gonna say it ain't gonna let me memorize that. Surely it wouldn't let me do that. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, that hot tea hits the spot. I love warm drinks like that on cold days. Hmm. Really think I need to play a melee class in this next time. Moving right along here. We're almost, we're at 7.5% of the way in, so on our way to 19. That's cool. I doubt in the next hour we're going to get to 19, but we can at least get a very nice lead time towards that, for sure. Yeah, I don't think you're going to make it to 15, bud. We'll see. You never know. Might get lucky. Ooh, server shut down in 58 minutes. I have to say, I'm really glad they popped this flash test out. It was looking to be a fairly normal weekend in terms of what games we were going to play and stuff, and then this lands, and just out of nowhere, awesome plans ensued. I've had a really great time on this. Well, I wanted to kill one of those running chickens. Finally got to. Where's I got an upgrade on bike? That would be cool. Short-term nuke plus mini dot. That would be really cool. Especially if it was really mana efficient, like the other one. That would be great. Ouch. He punched me. Right in my face even. Hey, Chaz. Going pretty good, man. I just rolled over level 18. Their level cap is 20. And about 16% in, but the server is shutting down in 45 minutes. So we've got a good group of people here. We're trying to round out some of the levels that people are really close on. We've got some people less than 10% away. Oh, there's one. Our bard just leveled. That's okay. Tell you what, actually, kind of similar to M&M. Like at M&M, you notice like the XP and the grind kind of starts 4 or 5-ish, but the actual classes come online around 10, 12-ish, more 12, level 12-ish for casters. AOA has a very similar feel to that, only theirs kind of mostly comes online by level 8, it feels like, 8 to 10. So, oh yeah, trade skills are super good in this game. Like, they're very interconnected, and the fact that you can, like, kick off a bunch of crafting and walk away and then come back is really cool. Like, I really enjoy that. I actually, all of this elemental stuff I made myself, which was really cool. Yeah, their trade skills are super cool here. No. Chaz, you doing any map stuff anytime soon? I know that you were, oh, no, we talked about it. I think you said you was going to need to wait for the next test before you really got into, like, another big map area. All right. I think that's it. I think we're going to call it for this grind. I'm going to run back over to town. We'll check out some vendor stuff and see if they're going to have the if they have any of the fire stuff going on outside the gates. Usually the gates outside of Lyon get pretty exciting as the server winds down. Yeah, that's cool, Chaz. Man, it'd be really cool if we had, I don't know, I guess EA's where the next wipe will come. I don't know if they'll do it for beta or not, but I definitely would love an opportunity next time we get a reset to roll with you, actually gameplay more so than just escorting you through mapping dungeons. Let's see. Since I upgraded that, what's it salvaged down to? Ooh, Essence of Magic. Yeah, we'll take it. Why not? Give me 3. Give me 3. Do it, do it, do it. Give me the big one. 2 ain't bad. All right. Oh, I need to play with that. I've never used that. Interesting. That was a good night of gaming. See here, I know I have a bunch of this that needs to go there. Cotton I need to start keeping a big batch on. Sticks I need to keep a big batch on. Swatches turn down there. Fiber, yeah, we've got all that stuff. Exquisite fish scale. I forget what that was from. I'm sure that's relevant. I'm going to actually go ahead and put me bone chips in there. And then I'll read. Need to find those apples to turn that quest in. Get rid of that stuff once and for all. Oh yeah, I had an extra set of silk gloves there. That's interesting. Actually, we can go ahead and do... Not you. Got you. There we can go in there. Just start that off and we'll pick it up here in a minute. Oh, we need to convert our coin if we haven't already. Wish there was a kind of a rapid coin converter function here. If there is, I am missing it. Oh yeah, here's the campfire and all the folks. Yeah, so for me, I think AOA, right now, my main draw for AOA is I think the things that they lean towards being more player friendly don't violate the overall game design. Things like a little bit of XP recovery when you do a self corpse run, um, making corpse summoning more accessible earlier so it's not as punishing. Death doesn't drop everything, just valuable things like your inventory, bags, coin, and stuff. Um, and generally, I also like the way their skill progressions work a little better, where you get a little bit of progress. Like each skill is its own XP bar. That just feels a lot better to me. Um, and then the server performance, like this game compared to M&M, again for server performance and the underlying fundamentals of the game, like if you see a mob that's 2 steps away from you, is it still 2 steps away from you, or is it actually already hitting you? Your client just hasn't registered it yet. Um, AOA has no phasing issues like that I've found yet. It's a lot more precise. Whereas M&M, whenever I try to fear kite on my necro, right, I'll have something slowed and I'll be running from it, and it'll still be 2 to 4 steps away, and then I'll see a damage tick pop up on me where it hits me for a hard melee, and I'm like, oh, you're nowhere near me, but I've still taken damage. And that's one of the things I always, like I called out during the stress tests, their ping meter was showing me, 1 to 200 milliseconds, but actual activities were taking 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds to actually come through. That means their ping meter is not representative of game frames. It's just a packet measure, which is fine, but the actual game frames and how the game actually updates the world is very, very important. And I think it's the biggest risk that they have on M&M to their success. If they don't continue to make improvements on their server performance, their back-end performance, such that things are no less than 250 milliseconds removed from real-time interaction, maybe 500 milliseconds at the most extreme. If they get down to that, then they would actually be my first place probably over this. Although I do like the graphic style here, like the voxel style. I think it's got a good appeal for a broader audience. And I think AOA has a greater chance for a bigger market penetration. But with that being said, I also think that the cross-pollination of the people that play this and love M&M, this can draw in a new generation of gamers that like this, that will most likely cross-pollinate into M&M. So if I had a wish-granting genie that would allow my order of operations, I would actually see Adrullan Online go into early access or release before M&M. So that way that success can happen, and then M&M could follow on and have its core audience, plus bring in a lot of the people that would be new to the older style classic MMOs, but have the fun of AOA and that the lessons and the concepts, and then be able to naturally transfer that to M&M and have fun with a more hardcore system where because that's the thing, right? M&M being a little more hardcore makes the rewards more rewarding. Like the dopamine you hit when you do achieve something is higher because you know the risk was greater. And that's why, like, things like WoW, there is really no dopamine hit. You get a new item, it's going to be primary stat, stamina, secondary stat 1, secondary stat 2, and it's like, whee, number go up, complete garbage, I don't care. But in these games, whenever you get something, you really took a risk, and it means something. Yeah. Thank you for the confirmation on it, Chaz. I've always said I feel like AOA has a smooth, and you know the other side of it is like talking about client smoothness. Now we have to be 100% fair. Both of them are using the Unity engine. However, AOA is doing 100% pure voxels, and the cool thing about voxels is that, I mean, the performance on them, they're so performant. Like this patch, or this playtest, they did the far clip plane. Like now I can see way out there. From over at the farm where we were camping, that's over just to the right of these hills actually. You can see the wizard tower from where we were at. I wish I would have thought to look now that the far clip plane has been enabled. And it does so good. And again, this is something that voxels give them the ability to do, where it's very simplistic in terms of, you know, triangles and polys and the ability for highly optimized GPUs to render these. Like voxels was a huge, I think it's a very smart move. And I think that even people that are prototyping things, if you're able to use a voxel-like system, I think it helps you to rapidly iterate, and that you can have things that look so much closer to production. Even though they're maybe not production quality, but like voxels is not as high of a bar to hit as actual 3D graphics. You know, we watch like ZBrushed, we watched Goblin Works, right? All of those guys do amazing work. But think about how much time they take to create, you know, one model or one piece of armor for a model. Whereas these are voxels, right? I could turn, you know, back in the day, my kids, when they were into Minecraft, or I could turn a group of 8 to 12-year-olds loose, and they know how to skin Minecraft models. And sure, there's going to be some janky, weird-looking stuff, but there'll be actual content churning out and assets coming out at a rapid pace. And I think that gives AOA a very strong advantage, not just early on in performance, but I think it'll also give them a great advantage in rate of content production, right? Voxel creation images, level editors and stuff are pretty well developed at this point, thanks to Minecraft. And I think that's going to pay dividends for them way down the road whenever they're wanting to roll out. You know, if it's every quarter, every half year, every year, whatever their cadence is, being tied to voxels will allow them to churn that content out very, very rapidly, I think. So, thank you for coming to my TED Talk, by the way. Sorry about that. Probably a little more than what you was looking for. But, yeah, I actually like this, the playtest for the Halloween playtest. They had such a huge field of people out here. We probably had 400, 500, 600 people here doing the big mosh pit around it. I don't know if you were ever in those playtests, but like, do I still have, let me see if I have, look at my images here and see if I have a screenshot of that. Yeah, here you go. I mean, that right there is huge, and there's not a drop of lag anywhere to be seen. Like, that ran so smooth, and there's, like I said, there's probably, I don't know how many people's there, like, honestly, but definitely over 400 probably. Like, there's just bodies everywhere and firing off particles and stuff, and there was no lag in that running around as I was moshing with everybody. That was the thing that made me kind of be like, oh wow, this is not just a cool hobby project that people have a good idea on and stuff. This is actually, like, they've got some magic here. Like, their server performance and their client performance is top shelf. I agree with you, Chaz. That's 100%. I think that's a lot of people, you know, it's like whenever people ask, what's the point? How do you beat Minecraft, right? And it's not necessarily that you ever beat Minecraft. Yeah, you can go do the Ender Dragon or whatever you want, you know. But, like, yeah, to your point, it's simple. And I think that AOA has it. I don't know that they do it intentionally, but what I heard Sean say about M&M is what I think is really cool, and it feels very D&D-esque, talking like original or AD&D back in the 80s, 90s. Excuse me. Is that they're building a world you exist in, right? It's not like this world is built to cater to you. It's this world has been built and you're set in it. Now go forge a path through it. And that is so unique because all other modern MMOs and stuff are built around this concept of, you know, high level one chosen one and the god-slaying Templar armor of the demon. And then you just go up from there. And all of the things scale to you as you level up, so everything stays relevant. Okay, that makes sense from a game designer standpoint, but from a player standpoint, content scaling is one of the worst things I've ever encountered. You know, I was talking with my boys just the other day whenever we were talking about game design. If I'm level 10 and I have decent gear, I kill a bunch of mobs and I level up to, say, level 15. As those mobs scale up, if I don't get new gear, those mobs actually become harder to me. So then my reward for gaining levels is I actually get weaker. My reward is I get access to better gear, but that's silly. That's not how the world works. You don't actually regress as you get stronger. And that just always feels so bad to me whenever that happens. Yeah, for sure. And I agreed with what you said up above. I'm sorry I didn't miss that, or I didn't mean to miss it. But the graphical fidelity of voxels, especially if you have a good color palette and you're good at making color palettes align, I'm terrible at that. And it's sad because I'm actually a full stack developer. I focus mostly on front ends. So I'm really good at taking other people's good UXs and their color and artistic design and bringing it to life. But if you give it to me, I pick the worst colors in the world. It's usually better for someone with a much better flair to pick out what's pretty and define that. And yeah, I totally agree with you. It's really cool, and I think M&M does this really well, right? They define it to where you come back to town, and town is always important. So you always have this cross-pollination of higher level characters coming into contact with lower level characters. And yeah. Yeah, I do software development by trade. Ironic side point, and then I'll go back to the other thing. I actually have a bachelor's degree in game and simulation programming and development, and then a master's in computer science, but I do not and have never professionally programmed a video game. Sad panda. So, all right, now moving on to the what could have beens. But that's what happens whenever you have a wife and kids. You go with big dreams of video game development, and then you turn out paying the bills by making web applications because people will give you money for it. Yeah, that's I do React via Next.js mostly right now. But what I was saying about the cross-pollination, bringing higher level characters into contact with lower level characters and allowing them to share buffs, share hand-me-down gear, but that's really the curve, right? You've got the sweaty neckbeards that rush out and they want a power level, and they'll fight and figure out every optimized pattern and stuff to conquer the content and move forward. Then you got your casual players that are playing for fun and they're moving through, and they get the benefit of having like hand-me-down things like the iron drops from Fallen Pass and stuff like that to make their leveling experience better. So that way they don't have to be as hyper-optimized and they can still enjoy the game. And then that creates this cool community of, kind of the grinders helping to invest in the up-and-comers, and it creates that community. And you create these places like this city, Lyon, or Night Harbor, and give people intentional paths that they intersect with each other, so that way that cross-pollination can happen. And I think that's a really cool intention for game design, and I hope these games keep that. I really do. I remember one of my fondest memories, or not fondest, but coolest memories of original EQ. Me and my friends all made, whenever we got together, we made barbarian characters. So we had a rogue, we had a warrior, and I was a shaman. So me and my two buddies. And then we had another buddy who made a shaman. And we had gone through Blackborough on the top ring and got into Quanos Hills. And just went over to Quanos. I think we were picking up something. These were really early days. And somebody came out of the Karana Plains that was level 30 something. And we were, level 8, level 6. We were super low scrubs. And it was so cool because that person just sit down and we talk, where did you come from? What have you seen, right? We're talking 1999, back before wikis and all this stuff. Even before 99. This was, gosh, what was it? Let's see. Yeah, it was in 99. Right? Yeah, because Cunard didn't come till 2000. I always think about Project 1999 having Cunard and thinking, but anywho, forgive me. So yeah, and I just remember that being so neat, learning about the world from other people just because that interaction happened. We ran into someone that knew more, and it made knowledge valuable. And that was just super cool. It was very interesting. And of course, the other side of it, right? The big thing about EQ as an MMO, and even the MUDs that came before it, even Ultima Online stuff, right? Those were, you know, those were the social media of the day, right? I mean, you had Yahoo chat rooms, the cesspool of the internet that makes 4chan look like a Sunday school choir room, right? If you know, you know. I put on my wizard hat and robe. All right, we'll leave it at that. Yeah. Uh-oh. What Bognar give me? Gave me a crown. Is it a pickle crown? Oh, orange crown. Uh-oh. Let's see what we get. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oh, they got the dancing. See if I can get a Bognar selfie. Not bad. Let's see. Right. I remember that I got that. Let's see if I can have a crown collection. Hey Ryan, welcome man. Appreciate having you. You part of the AOA playtest right now? Oh, cool. Well, thanks for swinging in, man. I appreciate you hanging out. How was your playtest? What level did you get to? Let's see. Let's see. Looks like you got to level 8. Is this a fresh start for you this round around, or is that continued progress on a character you'd done previously? Okay, gotcha. You're replaying a character and just dropping in. Sweet, man. Glad to have you. Glad you could make it. See, level 8. So it's interesting. Let's see if I can see it over here. Level 8, if I recall. I want to see if I can look up the coastline for the tower. There's a tower up here. I don't know if it'll let me see that far up the coastline. But if you follow up the coastline, there's the tower. It's got the high-level mobs, but there's a real good camp there. I want to say I rode it from 8 to about 11 of just guys out in the field that you can single pull, especially if you got a group, and they're not too hard to kill. So that's a good camp. And then, of course, coming back and doing the bandits on the other side of the water. If you go out of Leont here, go over to the river and follow it up. And if you look across the river, you'll see a bunch of like bandits or thugs or what have you over there. And that's a really good camp that can take you through to about 13. You can do the scarab bugs and the harvest reach to about 14, 15, and then there's skeletons I was at. I'll probably ride those all the way to 20 if the opportunity presents itself, because they're levels 16 through 18 themselves, and they drop good coin, like usually a couple gold per kill in a group, which is really nice. Yeah, the Undead Tower, the one that nobody's been in because it's got the big spooky stuff, and I don't think we're high enough level to get in it. But there's mobs right in front of it that are lower level. So like my leveling roadmap is this graveyard over here is really good if it's not over camped. The general trash here till about 4. Then you come over and do the crabs here and up the beach till all the way up through 6. Or if you're solo, like my Necro, there's a spot actually up by the bandits I was talking about. If you follow the river, there's a spider cave that has a hill that you can actually use to kite and run things around without them leashing. And I use that to solo and level to usually about 6 or 7. Then you do the crabs up till about 8 or 9. Go up and do those guys by the tower. Again, that gets you till about 11. And then you go do the bandits. Then the farm scarabs into the skeletons. That's kind of my, if I'm playing solo or picking up groups along the way and just looking to get levels, that would be my rat path that I follow. I'm thinking next test, like I want to max this character out to 20 just to see all the necro stuff and always be able to give good feedback on that. But I'm thinking of leaning into a melee character because the melee in this game feels really good. I have a paladin that I made. I may lean more into that. Or I may go, generally a paladin or a hex knight / SK is my preference for the knights. But I may try a bard in this one because the melody system and the way that the melee works, it's actually pretty good. I tried a halfling bard for a little bit, but gave it up and came back to my necro because I always do that. So we'll see. Yeah, paladin seems really strong. Like we was in the group I was just grinding with, we had a paladin who was kind of main tanking, pulling for us, and dude was bossing it, like did great. We actually started those skeletons just he and I with no healer, so we were just basically fear kiting, which that's how we did most of the night until the druid came along. I've heard, so War Wiz, and I played one the other night that seemed really stout. There was a guy talking that said, like, its kit takes a little while to come online, which I think he means is like that level 8 and 10 to actually get it where it needs to be with all the pieces. But he was saying once the kit comes online, it's busted bonkers. I was like, well, that's cool. That's nice to hear. That's kind of, I feel like the Spellblade and the War Wiz are kind of a competing, or a similar archetype if I'm comparing M&M to this. I think, but I'm not certain on that. Yeah, Hex Knight. I think I dabbled a little bit but deleted a Hex Knight. But yeah, again, if it's anything like the Paladin, only with Necro skill set instead of Cleric skill set, I bet it's absolutely busted once you get up, and probably has like, and here's the thing, so like for me, the Necro kit's coming online here actually faster than what it does for M&M, because right, my Dark Binding is 15 mana and my Horrify or my Fear is 15 mana, so that's 30 mana for my full, kite crowd control combo. And as it stands right now with my life lead, or my lich line, I'm regenning 17 to 18 mana per tick. So these cover, this is 18 seconds, and this is 30 seconds. So I'm at actually a net mana gain. Now I do have to life tap to stay alive, so it's still a net mana loss while I'm in combat. But generally speaking, I'm at a net mana gain if all I'm doing is the crowd control part and letting my pet do the work, which is really cool. What do we got left here? 7 minutes. Sad days. Sad panda. I'll probably actually do a video instead of a live stream. I do want to cover these items from Sean. He talked about the update that was coming, and which he didn't lie. There was a lot. Like, there's a ton of stuff, which is really cool to see. Whoa, was that a bear? So, yeah. Lots of good updates, a lot of good looking stuff, and I'll probably make a video on that. And we may live stream too. Who knows? Maybe use the live stream to make the video. But, yeah. Whoa. Somebody doing the quake thing. Oh, look. It's a mammoth. Ain't gonna lie, that almost looks like the mammoths I remember in Permafrost, or Everfrost, even though they're blocky. I mean, 99, it wasn't too far off. Oh, it died. Somebody's splatted it. Probably GM. This is fitting. Here's the moon and the sun's going down and the game's about to close out in 4 minutes. Should be 2 minutes now, I think. Alrighty. Well, guys, as this all winds down, we'll wait for the server to kick us out. But I thank you guys for joining and hanging out with me here at the end. Probably gonna, when this bops out, we'll probably raid out to some other channels or something if y'all want to roll over there. I'll set that up here in just a moment. And again, thank you all for hanging out. As always, as we always say, thank God for all that's good, and just appreciate you all for hanging out. I do hope you have a wonderful evening. Alright, gang, we are raiding out over here on Rumble. Again, thank you all so much for hanging out. I appreciate you, and I hope y'all have a good one. Later.